Hi guys, I'm so sorry about the sound quality. I don't know why it was so much louder this time than the other times, but I still hope you enjoy and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video of reacting to scary horror animated stories. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Today we are going to be watching some horror stories animated. And I have nothing else to say, so let's get right to it.
My fiancé, Will, and I stayed in upstate New York a couple of weeks ago for a mini getaway. The hotel was pretty dingy, but the price was right and they had smoking rooms. One night we had gotten back from dinner around 11 p.m. when Will decided...
These graphics, bro, are not it. Like, man's literally is... He's literally just one shade. But, alright.
decided he wanted a soda. The hotel didn't have any elevators, so we started the trek to the lower level vending machines. Once we got to the first floor, we started walking down this long hallway. Think The Shining, when I see an open hotel room door. While passing, I glance inside and see an older woman standing in the middle of a dark room, pulling at her hair with her fists with a huge smile on her face. I instantly start having a mini
Oh, hell no. Get the fuck out of there, man.
panic attack. I look to Will, and he obviously hadn't seen this deranged woman. Will says, "I think we're walking the wrong way. Let's turn around." We turn around and walk back by her room, but I don't look inside. We keep walking down this
Why wouldn't you look back inside, bro? You gotta know where she's at. If she fall... Well, I guess most of these stories start when, like, the person sees them, and then they start, like, chasing them or some shit. So, whatever.
insanely long hallway, and when we're far enough down, I whisper, "Baby, there's something going on in one of those rooms. Something's not right." He stops walking to ask me about it when we see a sign for the vending machines, and they're back by that fucking room. We turn and
That was funny.
walk back down the hallway when we see an arm sticking out from the woman's room and waving around slowly. Not waving hello exactly, just very slowly wobbling back and forth. Then her door slams shut and we hear all the locks click. I start freaking out more and saying I don't want to go back there, but Will says the room is next to the lobby and an attendant is there, so if anything happens, we can just run to the desk. We walk back by the room.
Yeah, guys, trust. That's almost the same logic as if, like, you're running up the stairs or something, and you have to, like, turn off the lights. Once you get up the stairs, you're alright. Like, that's the type of logic they're using. Like, well, what happens if she's got, like, a gun or something? What's the attendant gonna do, huh?
And make it to the vending machines in a little closet type room right off of the lobby. I start putting change in the machine, and of course,
thought that was a
only
ruler.
nickels and dimes, so it's taking me forever. All of a sudden, I get that feeling that someone is staring at me. I turn to the doorway, and the woman is standing there with this huge smile on her face, just staring at us. What really creeped me out is that we had to walk through 3 heavy doors to get to this room, which means she had purposely, silently snuck through. Will and I just freeze and stare straight ahead, pretending like we don't see her. I've stopped putting change in the machine at this point and just look like a statue. Then she starts giggling, a high-pitched little girl giggle. Out of the corner of my eye, I see she put her hands over her mouth like a schoolgirl. I start silently crying. I'm frozen to the spot just listening to this old crazy lady giggling like a 5-year-old will stare.
Bro, she's a crackhead. She's on that good stuff. Oh my, bro, she probably overdosed on it.
Staring at me. Then she just turned around and walked away. Will grabs the soda and we book it out of there. We ran all the way back down the long hallway, up 4 flights of stairs and into our room while looking over our shoulders the entire time. I propped a chair under the door and couldn't sleep the entire night. Didn't see the woman the next morning. So, deranged woman in a New York hotel, please, please, let's never meet again.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't really that scary. But again, I don't really find stuff. I like horror, so some of the stuff I'm kind of used to. Now I sound like I'm bragging. I'm sorry. We'll just.
I've actually had a lot of very, very creepy encounters, but I wanted to submit this one first.
Why is it a man's voice? No, woman. I don't judge. I'm just like wondering.
It was my 21st birthday, so 3 of my best girlfriends and I celebrated with a trip to New York City. To give you background, 2 of my friends, Lana and Molly, didn't get along that well. The third was and is my best friend to this day, Ellie. My birthday is in December, so it was excruciatingly cold at the time of the trip. We were all staying in the same hotel room, can't remember the name. One night, I was pretty tired and ended up going back to the hotel a bit earlier. I didn't want to ruin my friends' time, and I was cool with them staying out later and going to a club. I went home to call my then boyfriend at the time and just relax. I also wanted to go back to the hotel because I was, honestly, emotionally drained. Throughout the day, Lana and Molly had been arguing on and off. Not really about anything huge, but just nitpicking because they presumably had very opposite personalities. I don't like drama, and being caught in the middle was getting annoying, so I really wanted to be by myself. So, I'm back at the hotel, talking to my then boyfriend at the time. 20 minutes in, I get a second call coming from Molly. I answer and she's crying. She was always pretty dramatic, but of course, I was concerned. Conversation went something like this. Lana is such a fucking bitch. I'm coming back to the hotel to hang with you. Are you okay? What happened? We got into a fight in the cab, and I just don't want to deal with her. I'm heading back now. Okay, be safe. When will you be here? In like 10 minutes. I'm getting in the cab now. Okay, see you soon. We can talk when you get...
I already know what's gonna happen. Like, something's gonna happen in the cab and she's gonna, like, get murdered or something. That's what I'm calling, but I'm probably wrong.
I hang up the phone with my boyfriend and tell him I'm going to hang out with her. She comes in a few minutes later and tells me about the...
I didn't say that. That wasn't me. I don't know who said that.
Their fight. I can't even really remember what they fought about, most likely because it was petty and stupid, but we talked for a bit, and I told her we should try to get some rest. It had been a long day, and I was over all the drama of the day, so we did. When Ellie and Lana come back to the hotel, about an hour later, Lana was pissed drunk. She came in, stumbling, yelling obscenities at Molly that I couldn't make out. Molly said something calmly, but to oppose her. Lana got really mad and kicked my suitcase really hard into the wall. This obviously pissed me off. It's one thing to be upset, but to try to damage other people's belongings is definitely not okay. I had had enough and wanted to leave. One of my other best friends, who wasn't able to come, had a sister who lived in Queens. Her family is like my family, so I texted her telling her the situation and asked if I could come stay with her for the night. She said of course, so I snatched my suitcase and headed towards the elevator. It was slow, so I was waiting there for a few minutes. Moments later, Molly came bursting out of the room. I'm coming with you. No, I want to be alone. I'm sorry we've ruined your birthday. I want to come with...
Oh my god, bro. I already know she's such a tag-along. Like, look at her. Like, just leave her alone. Like, bro, you're the reason why she wants to be alone. Like, shut your bitch ass up. Look at your haircut. Who cut your hair? Was he blind? God damn. And you look fat as shit, too.
With you. I don't want to be around Lana right now. She's being a bitch. Fine. Whatever. The elevator opens and we head to the lobby. It was around 2 a.m. at this time, and given that New York City is always bustling, I was surprised to see there were virtually no hotel guests in the lobby. There was one man at the front desk, and then another hotel staff member standing around. It was really cold outside, so I wanted someone to hail a cab for me. I asked the front desk if he could have someone do it for me, and he called the other man over and asked. The other man was pretty tall, maybe 6 feet at least. Not overweight, but stockier for sure. He had a very short, buzzed haircut.
Bro, he's definitely been in prison for at least like 7 years. And look at him. He's been stalking you all night with those eyes.
And the most piercing blue eyes, but not the kind that are kind.
See what I mean?
Completely off.
I'm
And I
right!
remember thinking that before he even opened his mouth to speak to me. "Where are you going?" he asked in what was probably a Russian accent. Even his voice seemed
So it's more like, where are you going? Like that?
cold, like it lacked any warmth or friendliness. I kind of choked on my words. We're going to Queens." He paused. He moved in closer to me and got his face up in mine. I'm about 5'4", so he was definitely bending over a bit to get eerily close to me. To put into perspective how close he was, we could have easily kissed if he had moved about an inch closer. Then he asked, "Is it just you two? Alone?" I said, yes, as I tried to move my body backwards a bit to create some distance. He literally stared into my eyes for what felt like an eternity, but was probably only 5 seconds. Then he just smiled. I remember feeling so creeped out and just kind of frozen. In my gut, I knew something was off. I looked at my friend, who was obviously uncomfortable as well. It was like she was trying to tell me with her eyes that this man gave her the creeps too. Finally, he backed away from me. "Stay right there." He then whipped out his phone and called someone. He was speaking Russian, so I don't know what he said. The whole time, his eyes stayed on me and my friend, and I remember just feeling paralyzed. I was thinking, do we just run? I kept looking back at the glass doors of the hotel entrance, hoping that by a miracle, a cab would drive by so that we could leave. He got off the phone after about a minute, and all he said was, "Someone's coming. Don't worry." Huh, the irony, right? A few minutes later, another man entered the hotel. He wasn't dressed like a hotel staff member at all, which was my biggest red flag.
But why he built like that? He's coming over here with like his chest out, and he's like, and his face too, bro.
Then he
His
started
bro, look at
speaking.
you guys. Just see his neck. It's like, I don't know how to do it. He's like leaning forward, and it's like tilted. So I don't know.
The man who called in Russian. They kept nodding while speaking to each other, while looking back at each other and then at my friend and me. The man with the creepy eyes looked at us and said, "He will take you where you need to go." What? "Go with him. He will take you." Just then, I kid you not, I look back at the doors and I see a cab slowly inching up our street in traffic. "Oh, it's okay. I see a cab right there. We're just going to take that. Thanks," I yelled as I grabbed Molly's hand and began running out of the hotel to get in the cab. As soon as we got in the cab, we both looked at each other and expressed our fear for what had just happened. We both were really scared of the man and agreed that we thought something was incredibly off about the men in the encounter. The first thing that came to my mind was that maybe they were a part of a human trafficking ring. When I think back to that night, I always thank God for that cab. It came at just the right time. I'll never know for sure what the man's intentions were. Since then, I've lived in New York, and I've visited again many times, and no hotel staff member has ever offered to personally drive me somewhere. I don't know what would have happened had we gone with that man, but I have a feeling it would have been not where we wanted to go. Creepy Russian men at my hotel. Let's not meet.
Yeah, that one was. I like that one a little more. I think it was just because it was longer, but see, I feel like this like type thing right here has definitely like better graphics. It just makes it look more real. This was just like one shade, and it didn't look very well, but that was just me. Anyways, guys, I did hope you enjoyed, and if you want to see more, then obviously like and subscribe. Our last video did do pretty well, or not our last one, but the last reaction video did pretty well. It's because I did clickbait, and you know, that always works. But if you guys want to see more of this, then just let me know. But if you want to see like more game type videos, then I can do those. I like those personally more because they're video games. But other than that, I'll see you next time. Peace.